Watch the Golden Barnacles March 15th at twitch.tv/Clyde Plays Live.
Hello everyone, it's me, I'm Clyde. I'm here with Ray, Grumpy Beard, with SeaRaptor, Crysantos. I'm here with Chomin, with Baz, Lord Zath, with Killer Bin, TigersDen, with TCFreer, with Trenlass. I've got Bloodminister with me, and we are talking about some of the best ships of 2024 that might win barnacles in this year's Gold Barnacle Awards. What do you think the best new tech tree was that came out in 2024?
Obviously, I am biased, but this correct answer is going to be the Libertad line, but because I am biased, it's got to be the Essex line, mainly because they come with many tools and gimmicks and their utility of just being able to not only, just negate carrier strikes or just lock out the other carrier. That Torpedo Alpha, I mean, if they find an opening and they get it through, that you can pretty much one-tap a battleship. That smoke screen just being just the final touch of that line is a very strong tool, because just having the smoke wherever you want on demand, as long as you have the squadron available, you can smoke yourself up as a carrier to push into positions to make you safer, or just, help out another cruiser or any type of, let's say a secondary battleship like the Libertad line, smoke them up, and then just pull off some funny stuff like that. I mean, it's...
So the best tech tree line, we heard it here, is a Libertad with an Essex smoking it into come.
I don't want to say best, but I have been having fun playing the French destroyer. Because I love the old French, but when I tested the French new ones, and I did it together with the Division, it plays differently. It's fun. It packs a punch, and I love that. With the right teammates, oh my God, I have fun in them.
I've been playing a lot of Pan American battleships. I really fell in love from Ipiranga up to Libertad. I think all of these ships are just really fun to play. I love my secondary ships, and these ships just do it really, really well.
Best new tech line is maybe Essex line or Pan American. Yeah. But I will go for Battleship, since I don't play carriers. They are really powerful and easy to play.
Personally,
yes,
cruisers. A lot of the designs in that line are historical. I like how they play, and I had a ridiculous game in Encounter. First game of the day in the office, 295. Maybe I shouldn't be able to do that. Not as the first game of the day. I haven't warmed up yet. I was like, okay, there's something here.
I'm going to tell you what I would vote for. I'm going to tell you what I think the players are going to vote for.
Okay, yes.
I think the winner is going to be the Pan American battleships. Frankly, they're broken. They're just ridiculous right out of the gate. For me, though, if you asked me to vote, it's going to be the American support carriers. I think Wargaming has finally nailed what carriers should have always been. They're able to support their teammates. They've got great strike potential. I really feel like the support carriers are a really, really good class.
Everybody knows the answer that I think everybody's given, and there's only one, and it's the Pan American battleships. As a cultured person and the enjoyer of the Second Respect Republic, they appeal massively. Hell yeah. Pan American battleships.
Essex line. He has some smoke to protect himself. People think that it's like a support aircraft carrier, but the best way to support is kill the enemy all.
Essex is a CV line, so I need to say no to that one. People will know why. It's for me the Cerberus line. I think it's a really underrated ship in general. Having the ability to have trawling smoke, the ultimate sub counter pretty much, and at the same time pretty high fire chance, even though that Libertad is a bit overperforming in my opinion.
I actually enjoyed the Essex line a lot. I like being able to help my team to victory. And I feel like the Essex line gives you an awful lot of tools to be able to do that with the crawling smoke. You can do some dirty things, of course, with division mates and secondary Schlieffens, Ruprechts, whatever. The fact that you can smoke yourself if you need to, that you can smoke somebody who's in trouble, it adds another layer to what you can make happen.
I personally really enjoy the Cassard line. You have extra survivability, you have the insane speed, you have nuclear torps. In case you end up in a destroyer knife fight, you have more than good enough guns to win that knife fight. It's a bit underrated from what I've heard in the community as well. But for a solo play destroyer especially, I think it's one of the best.
This is a very difficult question. On one hand, I really like all of them.
That's kind of a wargaming answer, I gotta tell you.
But I do have to give it to the Pan American battleships. Those secondaries are just freaking amazing.
What do you think the best steel ship was that came out in 24?
The ones that are out so far, I would say Commissar. I very much like the guns, and it's a historical design. So that ticks the boxes for me.
I need to represent Svea.
Svea.
You know, I'm a Swede, Svea, and I enjoy that ship. I do. I even enjoy it more together with a DD friend, because I feel like it's a really great support for a DD. Like, really good.
Do you think there's a chance that it could walk away with the Golden Barnacle in tonight's award show?
I think this is a big challenger, though.
Commissar? The Commissar might take it?
I haven't gone there yet, but yeah.
I will go for Shinano. I don't play CB, but because it's Yamato class carrier, I will go for Shinano.
I think I'll go with Svea. Commissar is good, but it is too squishy for my taste.
Yeah. Did you guys use Commissar in clan battles? Did you play clan battles with it?
No, nobody played it. Even though it does have pretty good guns, and overall it's not a bad ship.
Yeah.
But I just feel like Svea with the smoke and radar combination is a bit more relaxing.
Oh, for me it's Svea. Actually, I really like the concept behind it being like a really, really light cruiser.
Not just a light cruiser, not just a really light cruiser.
It's really, really light. No, I love all of the utilities that come with it. So it's, dancing on the edge. I love that about a ship.
I do like those high risk, high reward ships, and Svea is definitely one of those. Absolutely. It's got all the tools in the toolbox, and then a giant citadel, unlike Ragnar.
I'm actually going to choose Svea. It basically takes the Ragnar concept. Ragnar kind of blends the line between a destroyer and a cruiser. But Svea takes it one step further. You generally don't end up with a lot of damage, but you end up with such a high amount of impact that you win the game, even though you don't have like a big number towards the end.
Best battleship of 2024.
It could be Wisconsin, obviously.
Obviously?
Yeah, obviously. I love this ship.
It's good.
Yeah, both in-game stats or how it looks like. I really love it.
There are plenty of really good ones here. The Victoria, fabulous. Wisconsin, fabulous. But I have a new favorite in the Tennessee. When you have 12 barrels pointed towards something, and you can consistently put 11 of those shots on target, things go boom.
I'm weak for Wisconsin. I just feel like first time I went in it, I was a beast.
Yeah.
It hit everything I looked at. So, yeah.
It's in close contention, I would say, for me between Sicilia and Rhode Island.
Okay.
Especially Sicilia surprised me a lot. Kind of like having a design that is working around like more secondary build with SAP. Was for me like something that I'm not sure that's gonna work so well, considering how I play Colombo. And then it turned out to be hella fun.
The brain says Wisconsin. The heart says Rodney. I think I've got to go with Rodney. This accent alone, I can't go with anything else.
For King and Country.
Of course. Especially now it is King and Country.
It's not on the list, but I like the BA Montana.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
I'm also a big fan of Blue Archive. Montana is my first battleships in this game. Yeah, and I have played more than 1,000 battles.
You played 1,000 battles in Montana?
Yeah, 1,024.
I gotta give it to the Rodney. The Tier 7 British battleship. It's the Nelson clone. It's the sister ship to the Nelson.
Rodney's gotten a little bit more mention than I thought she was going to get here. Notably from the Brits, right? People from the UK have to vote for Rodney, but you're voting for Rodney as a colonial.
Well, you see, we Americans, we rebelled against the British, and I feel
You're
like...
going all the way back.
Personally, I'm a big fan of the Rhode Island, actually. It's a bit more glass cannony because you have 25 mil bow and stern. I feel like it plays something like a Georgia Burgoyne hybrid. Small guns that have improved AP angles is very odd for a battleship.
But really fun when you get the right target
Yes,
with that
absolutely.
improved angle. It's so satisfying.
Yes, 100%.
I think this will be a very popular answer this year, but without a single doubt, it's the Wisconsin. I love how accurate it is. We've been waiting for that ship to come out for such a long time. Love that ship.
I'm going to say Rodney because I'm UK, but actually my favourite two that you've got on there are Wisconsin and Jiangwu. Wisconsin will undoubtedly change the way I think we thought of the Iowas. Bringing the Iowa in at tier 10, a lot of people are like, is it going to work? And then it just works. So for me, I think Wisconsin's a standout.
If I didn't see this one, I would instantly say Rhode Island. instantly. Without, I just look over it and I must say instantly Rhode Island. It's for me a ship that I'm a bit sad that people can't get it because it was only available with, I think back in the day with the doubloons part where you could maybe buy it or gamble it out. But it must be Rhode Island for me. It really is. Like, Wisconsin is a very good ship and a very powerful ship. I do think the Iowa class is the best looking ship existing. Rhode Island is just crazy good.
All right, best cruiser of 2024, Mr. Grumpy Beard.
Well, I need to represent. I don't care about the others. I don't look at them. I just say Svea. I'm a Swede.
Those lists are not that good, but...
You're suffering.
Okay, I will go for Incheon, biased by my country, Korea. Yeah, I will go for Incheon.
So, look at the first slide. Made
Look,
it difficult. And then I saw the second one.
Which
and
is
I see Wiesbaden,
very German.
which you
Wiesbaden.
actually mispronounced.
Did I?
Yes. So
Did I misspell or mispronounce or both?
Misspell because it's actually W-I-E.
There's actually a lot of typos on these. I can show them to you later, but we won't talk about it. Yeah.
When I saw the concept actually being drafted quite a time before, I was like, this on a German ship is going to be, very spicy. I think it's my most played test ship throughout the year, so it has a special place in my heart because I think it's just a really fantastic ship. It beats Svea for sure.
Svea.
That was a very direct answer.
I don't think there's much. I mean, there's some competition, but I mean, I don't think.
I think there's a few good
there's
ships on this
there's
list.
good ships on this list, but to me, Svea is the complete package. If you're looking for a light cruiser that's good at hunting subs, hunting destroyers, being that irritating, almost like a Minotaur, lurking near a cap with a radar, just being an irritating jerk, like Svea is choice.
I think Svea. I like Ragnar. I like Smaland. Despite being a battleship man, I do like my ultra light cruisers.
I'm gonna go Orion 44. There's not many T6 cruisers with a really decent chunky heel. The Royal Navy's got to represent, and I think this is the right one.
I will say recently Hellbrain because everybody knows that Hellbrain is so powerful. So before Hellbrain gets nerfed, I think Hellbrain will be the best cruisers in 2024. It's overpowered.
I could say Hildebrand, but that's a very controversial topic.
By the time anybody sees this, it won't be controversial anymore. It'll be March.
I must say, obviously, if I would say the best, I do think it's Hildebrand. Even though I personally think it's the best in a bad way.
There are more ships on the next page.
Ooh, okay.
Probably not those boats, though.
No. I do like Wiesbaden, though. Wiesbaden is a pretty good ship. I like it. I do like the Smoke Atlanta of Germany, but I wouldn't consider it the strongest. So if it comes to the best power, either Svea or Hildebrand.
The answer is quite easy for me. Almirante Oquendo is by far my favorite special or premium cruiser that came out this year. Mainly because of the super F key that you can use and the precision, the dispersion that the main battery has at the time is just simply amazing. I probably overuse it. I just love the spread, love the precision, also pretty nice and decent range. And the armor scheme also isn't that bad. I mean, yes, of course, if you show enough broadside, it's super squishy. But if you angle right, the survivability is pretty okay for, not the heaviest of cruisers there.
Yeah, let's jump to our next question. What do you think is the best destroyer that came out in 2024?
I absolutely love the Johnson. Amazingly fun DD to play. The burst fire when you get to push other DDs. Mwah.
Where's my Summers?
Well, it's older than 2024, so it's not on the list.
Doesn't matter. It's still a classic.
I'm going to pick a ship that we don't have currently yet in the game, if I can say this.
I mean, you can say whatever you want right now.
But I think Georg Hoffmann will be a lot of fun.
You're actually picking a ship that's not out as your favorite today before it's up from NDA.
Because well, you're not gonna add this.
I'm not gonna put this up. This will be an outtake or something.
I just love the concept behind the ship. I think the concept is gonna work really well. Looking forward to playing this more than any other ship on the list.
I'm also interested to see the players' reaction to Hoffman when it comes out. Do they love it or do they decide to flame it forever? We'll see, right?
We'll see, yes.
And hopefully it's the first thing. We want them to love
it. I do have to hope this. I really want this ship to be successful, yes.
I very much like Jupiter 42.
British.
Historical.
T.
Yes. But Johnston. Finally, one of the most famous US warships. I'm generally quite bad at torpedo destroyers, so something like Johnston or Jupiter, which is much more on the gun focused, I much enjoy. But as a battleship main, Minigumos scare me.
The T-shirt I'm wearing and the Fletcher nerd in me says that I'm required to say Johnston. But I'll tell you straight up, I really think it's Jupiter 42. I think a lot of people slept on Jupiter 42. I did, personally. I didn't really look at it. I was like, it's another British destroyer or whatever. But the more I've played it, it is shockingly effective. I've been playing Jupiter 42 a little bit in randoms. I played a lot of it in this last season of Bronze. It's really, really good at countering other destroyers. Like a Cossack, you get a speed boost on a British destroyer. That is really, really underrated. The British destroyers are the best submarine hunters in the game because you're right in the middle. You might get a tier 6 sub, you might get a tier 8 sub, but you can murder each of them equally.
Not best, but I think I perform good in it. Minigumo. It has the range, and you can switch to those funny close range when you jump a corner. So yeah, it's fun. I like it. Johnston is fun, but it's too like I like torps.
Yeah.
I'm a torper, so that's why I went to that.
No, that's great. I'm here for your opinions, not mine. So
Well, I say I'm a torper, and then I see French destroyers, and I go like, maybe not.
I mean, Johnston is Johnston. It has the name. It's the thing with Johnston is I did like that you have the Fletcher with the sap. What I don't like is though you kind of have to use the reload booster in order to not lose DPM because it's so close to reload between.
Yes.
So you kind of want to shoot only reload booster most of the time. It's a Fletcher. Fletchers are always good.
Yeah.
Minigumo. Oh, there we come to the topic. That's the one that can switch between the torps, right?
yes.
It's relying on torp. It sucks, guys.
I like the Minigumo a lot. I am an enjoyer of the F3 Shimmer. I have played something like 700 games in it, and I constantly asking...
700 games only in F3?
Yes, playing Torp Destroyers is not for everyone because it's a more inconsistent way of playing the ship and the play and the class in general. As long as you have good positioning, the speed of the torps is so high, the damage is so high, you only need to land like 3 to 4 torps and you're gonna be able to kill a battleship from full to 0.
Best aircraft carrier of the year.
Theseus was a good ship. I liked playing her. Again, British historical. I generally do oddly better in those sorts of ships.
Well, it will be for me, Shinano. This is again speaking as somebody working for the company. The amount of questions I got over the last few years, like when Shinano, when you're finally able to say, it's coming.
Friday.
It's fantastic. Friday. Thank God it's not that. I'm so happy that we'll be able to actually bring it to the game, even though I'm not a big CV player. You will always see this on my account, but Shinano, hands down.
100% it's going to have to be the Shinano. I've been waiting for this ship for many, many years. She carries a smoke screen that S6 line also has, but her smoke is limited to one specific squadron, which regenerate at a very short cooldown. It's a lot of gimmicks, secondaries, armor, smoke screens, quick regeneration. It doesn't have to be like the strongest, but it's a very special carrier for sure.
What is the best Research Bureau ship that came out in 24?
I think it's the Brennus. I'm an old school competitive player. So back in my day, basically, I was playing Henry in clan battles back in
that's a long time ago.
2018, 2019, basically. Yeah. You are a very fast and very agile cruiser, but it gives you 3 or 5 millimeter guns that have cruiser accuracy, right?
The distinction there is cruiser accuracy, not battle cruiser accuracy, right?
Yes, you have cruiser accuracy on battle cruiser guns. You have 7 of them compared to 9 of the Henrys, but you have better HE, you have better AP. Back in the day, you would play IFHE Henry to have the 50 millimeters of HE pen. Brennus has that without needing IFHE, which is always a positive. And the other part of it is the AP, which is amazing because it's high pen, it has a good amount of alpha damage, so it's basically based on early game positioning. As long as you can get that down, you'll do really good in the Brennus.
And you want to run it up a flank then?
Yes.
That's your recommended strategy.
Yes.
Get on a side and then just punish people with a big caliber.
Absolutely, yep.
Nice.
That would be the play.
Awesome.
Best research bureau ship is obviously Brennus. Sicilia is basically worse version of Colombo now, because Colombo get same buff like firing angles and Sigma. So I will go for Brennus.
You talked a little bit about Cecilia earlier, and you kind of thought that maybe Colombo was stronger now with the reload buff,
But the Brennus
accuracy buff.
The Brennus has the thing. It's stronger. It's also weaker than Henry. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like both ships are not bad. I can't decide. I would rather say ignore these two and rather go with a Vampire 2 or an Ohio or Colbert.
An existing.
An existing
Yeah.
one. It's not always that newer is better. I know a lot of times newer is better because natural power creep or something.
Yeah.
But in this case, Vampire 2, Ohio, and Colbert are better.
So just don't.
No,
for these new ones.
like if you have nothing to spend on, they're not bad ships by all means. But the tech tree ones are in my opinion better.
There's a lot of competition from the tech tree. I
Exactly.
love it. I love Henry now that they unnerfed the
It's the back-
acceleration.
it's the old Henry.
It's back
That's the
to the
best
old
part
days.
ever,
It's
yeah.
so good. And then Columbo's great. You know, obviously I'm working on that line. I'm on the tier 9 right now, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. Very excited to get to the. So I understand.
One more thing about Henry. It used to be my best ship on EU by far. I think it was 16th on EU.
Oh wow.
And it was the best stats-wise the best ship that I ever owned. Then they completely butchered my boy, but now it's back. Now I'm playing it actually again.
Up until the unique upgrade, I would have said Sicilia. But now we buffed Colombo, and we gave her the unique upgrade, and so she's a spicy meatball.
What do you think is the best super ship that came out in 2024?
Jacksonville, easily. The amount of fires you get to set and the amount of times you just get to hold down the button and go daka 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 is just mwah. When me, Statsbloke, and TC took 3 Jacksonvilles out, so right after release, we all had to log on our on our press account.
You're bad people.
We are bad people. I've never gotten fan mail in port until that day.
You mean angry messages in port from someone?
No, fan mail. No, but seriously, Jacksonville.
So Jacksonville.
Plenty of fun.
Both of them is really good, Maine or Jacksonville. But I will go for Maine. When she was announced, everyone think that she will be really bad because same 16 inches gun as Montana, but worse reload and this Sigma. But it turns out it's really good battleship.
Jacksonville.
It is Jacksonville.
It's gotta be Jacksonville.
Has to be.
It has to be. I'm an old Montana enjoyer. One of my first loves in the game was the Montana, and I still think it's a fantastic battleship. But I have to say Jacksonville is just a very, very strong pick and wins this competition.
Personally, I prefer Maine, but I've seen what people have pulled off in Jacksonville, so it's not a ship I take lightly. I'm just not as good in it as I am in Maine.
Maine. Now, the thing is, Jacksonville is really, really strong. But I do feel like Maine is the one, it's like the BB, you can just play whenever you want alone. And Jacksonville can especially go over the top and even crazy in a division. When you have smoke botting with a gearing or something, they're both really strong. Let's say it like this. But I do enjoy Maine more.
Best premium or special submarine that came out in 24. We have 2 Archerfish, and I'm going to try this one. Xingchonghua is the tier 6 Pan-Asian premium, not Chinese, but Pan-Asian premium.
So, I didn't play it yet, I have to admit. So, I'll still take it. But the reason why I will pick Xingchonghua is because I was very happy that we were able to provide players for the birthday patch with a free ship. And if you already had all of the existing content, then you would be able to get a free ship. So this is why this would be my pick. And we'll have to see how Archerfish will actually be. At the time with this recording, we don't know yet.
Oh, it might be Archerfish, we don't know. But the other one is the Jungo. It's pretty good. It has deep water torps. I played with it. It's definitely a decent ship. It can it's comparable to the Tech Trees. So it's a good submarine. I'll give it that. But I'm calling it. I didn't play Archerfish, but I feel like it's gonna be some fun there.
Yeah.
Just looking at the raw stats, it should go, which kind of is a bit disgusting, but it should go with the propelled skill and the speed boost, I think 47 knots.
I have 2,300 games on the Des Moines. So
you are a bad person.
Yes, I do enjoy a certain flavor of ships.
Man.
But then they still run with like just over a minute, and it kind of ruins the whole purpose of all the other ones.
Those pesky Germans.
The pesky Germans, yeah.
Who I always forget the name of.
Why did I forget?
Yeah, why did you forget?
Nimitz.
No.
John Doe?
No.
Halsey.
Halsey.
Hey man, Grumpy, thanks so much for taking some time, buddy.
No problem.
All right, buddy, take care. That's it.